Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I junk journal and I slow stitch, and I do that as sustainably as possible. And today it is Junk Journal July, day 29, favourite supply. A difficult one, I think, because I have all my favourite supplies. So I've spent quite a lot of time pondering. We're also going to have a guided meditation at the end of the crafty bit. So yeah, I've had a long think about that as well. And the conclusion that I came to, as I move a few things around, is that my junk is my favourite supply. Which, if you kind of know me, you probably think that that's not really a big surprise, really. Because that's what I talk about all the time, is my junk and using these sort of reusable supplies. So that's what we're going to use is my junk. We're going to use ephemera that is real ephemera. I need to dig through and find some of my old letters that I've got in my packet here. We're going to use a flower fairy. We might even do another type of fairy so that it's all on this page. So I've done a little bit of digging from my ephemera holder, and I've got these things out, but there's another folder that I need to get some bits out. So I'm going to put those to one side just to keep them safe. I'm going to get my spritz out and putting things away. So that of course means that I probably can't find things. So this is the one thing I bought for Junk Journal July this year. The only thing. Everything else is coming out of my stash. Now, I was thinking back to favourite ways I've used paint in my journal. I like to use paint. I think it's an easy way to get colour onto your page. You can make fodder with it. You can do all kinds of things. I like paint, and I like just sort of bog standard. Doesn't have to be super artist quality. This is probably student quality watercolour paint. I had the palette for ages. Kids paint. If you've got kids paint, you'd be able to do it. You know, like a kids watercolour palette from Paintland. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to do a mixture of purple and that tealy colour. And we're doing that purely, I'm going to use these brighter purples, am I? I don't know. Because I remember I really enjoyed the mixture of the purple and the teal. I think we'll have some of that as well. So I just want to get some colour, all the purples, mix it all up, get some colour onto my page, and that's just where we're going to start. I don't know where we're going to go, but that's where we're going to start. So get some of this, and I want some darker. We've got any dark? Oh, we've got that dark. Let's get some dark colour on as well. That one. Just kind of smushing it on. Smush, smush, smush. I do like purple. Purple's one of my favourite colours. I remember when I first met my husband, we met on the internet, and as we were talking to one another before we finally met up, I kind of said that I referred to myself as a sort of a purpley lilac-y. Oh, I like that colour. Was that? Purpley lilac-y tomboy. Really old-fashioned word, I think, tomboy. But it made sense to what I felt, that I like really pretty things. That's where the purpley teal, the purple colour comes in. But also very practical. Now, I'm going to just do some smush. Smush, smush, smush. Do a bit more spritzing. Almost, it doesn't matter because there's going to be stuff covering this up, but I just wanted to do it. That's kind of, oh yeah, that's what I was going for, mixing all the colours in. making a mess. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my heat gun. Because in Junk Journal July I learned the pause button, I'm going to pause it so you don't have to listen to my heat gun, and then I'm going to come back. Alright then, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So now I've got some metallic paint. I'm going to just do some spritzing. Now, some fan brush flicking. That's what I'm going to do, not spritzing. I could go over, and sometimes I have done that on other pages where I've repeated that process until like you get quite a thick layer. But I kind of want the writing on the background, the book page, to show through and just be very simple. So we are going to do, again, goldy orangey coppery flicks. I have to cut that label out again, but we can do that. Just going to go to town. And then you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause you again. It's not difficult. I'm going to pause you again so that you don't hear the noise. All right then. I hope you're going to get your paints out. That's what I want. I'm just kind of thinking I'm going to throw everything at it, see what comes out. But I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. So now we have, in fact we can take these bits off. Let me put them over here. There we go. Here we've got our page. So it's splattery, it's purpley tealy, kind of two sort of favourite colours. I like it. This is just the background. So, where's my little pile of stuffs? We have a flower fairy that may get more fussy cutting added to her. Well, she might be alright. I've got this printable from Be Happy. So that's going to go in here. In fact, that's going to be the basis for everything. And then what I thought I would do is make a pocket. It's no surprise. My journal pages have been very simple. There's not been a lot of like innovation when it comes to pockets and stuff. They've been tuck spots, things that are generally built into the journal, because that's not my jam. Putting the pretty together is my jam. I think making the splatsness is my jam, but not necessarily complicated folding. And if that is your jam, I think you're amazing, but it's not mine. So we're not going to do it. So we have this lady. She's going to hold, again, repeating themes. This is my favourites. This is my favourite ever stamp. So it's an Anna Griffith stamp that is 20 years old. So I don't know if she still makes it, but I'm sure there's other types of stamps out there. And it's a bulldog clip. And I would say this is my single most used stamp. So much so it has its own tin. And I get cereal packet, biscuit boxes, whatever. If it's got a nice white creamy card, I will sit one day when I've got no mojo and I just need new supplies, and I would sit and stamp and stamp and stamp, and then I would just cut them away. So now I have a little box of ready to go, little antique sweet box, ready to go bulldog stamps. And that's basically how I use my supplies. I started with just putting them on book page and then sticking them onto a cereal packet and then cutting around them, and I just sort of decided to cut the middle person out, so that's why we've got these. So we've got our bulldog clip. I want to stick this down. I think I've not used music paper, so let's use some music paper. Just a little scrap of music paper. Have a look. I think I'm just going to stick it down. And then that's going to be the basis. I think I have made like a thick board before, so you can make like you know, like a clipboard, but this is not going to be quite like that. It's going to be sort of in the middle, just a thicker thing. Okay, let's have a look. I'll do that. I don't know what's happening to my lights. I do apologise if there's been flickering. That's my bit of Be Happy. I think what I might do is get some white gel pen. This is coming to its natural end. I think it might actually be dead. But we'll use it for this border because it doesn't have to be super thick. But just sort of make a border. Yeah, you're going to go in the bin, white gel pen. No point keeping you if you're not working. Let's put you in the bin. Underneath, there's always another one. This is much newer, but I don't think it likes going over the old pen. Yeah, it didn't like going over the old pen. That's all right. So we've got a bit of a border there. There we go. How are we going to fit? We're going to be alright? I think we will be alright. Yeah, we'll be alright. I can always trim this off a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. So we're making our own little paper clipboard. Then we're going to make a little pocket to go here. We might put some more things on the top. We might do another fairy. But I thought on the little clipboard we would have things that represent my favourite stuff, which is my junk basically. So I'm going to go through and pick a few bits and pieces out of the stuff. I don't want to get any more stuff out. I will just use the stuff that I've been using. So I have this green foldery messiness that has all the scraps that's left from this challenge. So I like the idea of doing some of that. So we'll have that. Stamps on book pages are definitely my thing. Oh, the word sustainable. We'll have that too. And the Victorian letter. Definitely want some of the Victorian letter. So let's have a little bit of this out. I don't want some of this. Have we got? Until the order is drawn up and completed, we could not send you in a, don't know what that says, coined statement of the costs. But we should say that if the Just Trustees were to refrain, £70 in hand. Ah, okay. And then if they wouldn't, they'd be paying more. I think we might just have the date. Should we just have the date and the place? Let's just do that so we can tear this bit down. We'll have the date, Lime Street, 49 Lime Street. Okay. So we've got that. Is there anything else? Ooh, paper tape. That's junk that was rescued from a tip. Brown paper. that's definitely part of my junking journey. All of these things, and they're at the very beginning of my junk journal journey, kind of using the things that you have. Oh, I quite like the idea of a mushroom. That's a printable mushroom from Be Happy Stationery. Oh, still got pictures of my mumsy and my dad. Should we put them in instead of another fairy? Yeah, they can be in twice, can't they? I had a lovely chat with my mum this morning, and she was talking about the video, and I want to save the conversation. Oh, paper bow, I like the idea of that. I want to save the conversation for when I do the flip through, because there's like more to the story. She told me basically about where the photograph was taken and who was in the photograph. Yeah, so we will do that update then. So we've got a few more bits and pieces. We've got our tin of that. Do we want a bit of book page? How am I going to display this? I think I want to... I've got book page. Oh, we've still got some of the music. I might want a bigger bit of music. So again, rescued book page. I don't really want the writing, I want the music. It's very heavy on the lyrics, isn't it? Oh, that's got more. Oh, that's even this bit here. Yeah. Here we go. Pull it out. Well, I've massacred that. Okay. So it was... Did I even pull the right page out? I think I did. We were going to come here, weren't we? Yeah. Let's paint some of that on, and then that can be drying. We need a bit of glue. PVA glue for this. And then... Let's see, where do we want... There we go. Right. It's going to be quite rough and ready. We might do some butterflies as well, but we'll see. Because that was a big part of the journal, wasn't it? I might have saved the butterflies for tomorrow's actually. Let's keep it to our flower fairy. Okay. Let's just rip that off. Put that there. It's very dull here, so I can't put things in the window to dry them quickly. So we'll see where we're up to. We might do the noisy thing and I'll do the pausey thing. Okay, let's cut this out. So I think my style, because like favourite things as well, got me thinking about my style, and my style is very vintage, but I don't think it's the neutral vintage. I think it's like, well, obviously colourful. So that's something I already knew about myself, but you know, like you just get things that just confirm what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Okay. Toadstool. And I also was thinking about like my favourite things. There's a certain kind of hope in making your own stuff, using your own stuff. I don't know if hope's the right word, but like you're making something new out of something that was old, beautifying something that was like forgotten about, rescuing the treasures. Like I like the whole process. I love going out and finding the treasures and bringing them back and finding them somewhere that they sit in my house. That's why I have these rules of they can only, I can only have bits and pieces come in my house if I know where they're going to fit. It's all part of it. And I do enjoy that whole process. I really enjoy it. So we've just made a little gusset for our pocket. I'm going to put that on. Give it as much of an edge as possible. Yeah. So yeah, I like my junk for all the reasons. I like that it's unique to me. There's not, thousands of other people who've got the same supplies. There's similar supplies, like almost everybody's got an Edith Holden look, but these are my supplies that I've found, that I've processed, that I've made into things. And I really appreciate that. Okay, let that glue in settle. Now we're going to have that on as a layer, but we're also going to have this. It's going to sit like that. And this itself is pretty, so I don't want to completely obscure it. And we've decided we do want my mum and dad. Just kind of a symbol of like, instead of having a stranger. Careful I don't really rip him. Have my parents. Yeah, it was really interesting when she was telling me about this photograph, so we'll have that in the flip through. So we've got the Ma and the Pa. Do we want to be going around the outside in gold? I think we do. I don't know if we're going to have building noise. I can hear some noise, but I don't know if it's going to turn into building noise. Like the proper banging. Everything's coming to its end, everyone. I definitely think I'll be on the hunt for some new supplies. I've got another gold marker. I think I'm just going to bin that one as well. It's done. It's done. That's better. yeah. So, old things, definitely part of my favourite supplies. The old letter. Old photographs, old books. Finding them in like, there's a few free libraries that are all in old telephone boxes, and I go for the stuff at the bottom, or, you know, stuff nobody else is going to really want. Oh, have to remember not to throw that bit away. Precious bits. Okay. I might turn it over and then that's on the back, and then we can cover it up. So we've got Ma and Pa. Okay. Got the word sustainable. I like that. Even that's in my trashy dictionary page. Okay. We've got that. Let's have a look, because we've got that, but I might have some other things. Oh, what about? Might save them for tomorrow, because I've got 2 of them. I've got an idea what I want to do for tomorrow, you see. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Got a red butterfly. Excuse me while I have a little root through. Do you want to have a loop through with me? I quite like the pink bow, so we'll keep that. These are little birds. Now, believe it or not, this is me. I'm going through this thinking I need to put some more things in this tin, because it's all very samey. So I don't know when I'll do that. Some point in August. We might have some stash building sessions. Don't know. Got that out and it's pink. What about a blue one? Yeah, let's do that instead of pink. Blue. So we've got a bit of map. So we've got that. Like that. Somewhere in the mix of it. Right, I'm going to go press pause and I'm going to dry this, and then I can rip this up and add it in the mix. Talk to you on the other side. Okay, so I'm back and I've done a bit of ripping as well. Okay, so I've got, I think a thinner piece of this would be good. I've got a bit of map, but that could be more colourful, because I actually think that's probably going to be helpful. And I'm just going to make my little sort of favourite supply, clipboard. So I think that should go underneath, a little pop of colour. Then, oh, I think I like the blue down there, like that. Have old letter. And it's just a matter now of kind of like futzing around and deciding where things can be. Oh, I like that there actually. So then I think that should be a bit more. Let's do that. That on the top there, then the bow can be down here. The word sustainable. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? I think I want to swap that like that. And sustainable can go under there. What do we think? I think that's enough. Okay, we're kind of going to go top down, I think. This was definitely my favourite photo out of all the ones that I've, all the little ones I've done. And some of those have been of me. A very flattering photograph of myself, actually. Like, it's been a long time since I've been that slim. And I always think you're a bit more pretty when you look like you're in love. That sounds like I'm not in love now, but you know what I mean. First flush of love, which definitely my mum's in that, in this picture. Like that. Let's go like that. Let's do this one next. Like that. Kind of want that to be. Oh no, we've got the mushroom, haven't we? We have the mushroom, not mushroom. Ba-dum-tsh. Take that August out. go. Now we want the word sustainable. Just tuck it in here. So that was made with my own stamp that I made. There is a video about that on my channel. I think I need to make a homemade supplies playlist. Okay, first one down. Make sure it all fits in. Yes, it does. It all fits in. Okay, I'm going to do some trimming on the top. Trim that way and then on our that'll do. I want to go around the outside of that in gold. Here we go. Okay. Yep, that'll be alright. Okay, so I need 2 of these. Gonna glue them on. So yeah, I think my junk supplies, I don't know why, I just feel hopeful with them. I think it's because I'm not causing damage to the planet for my fun, because this is fun. I think it's an essential thing. I do actually think that my craft is something that sustains my mental health and is so very good for me. And is essential for my well-being. But you know, I don't want that to be at the cost of somebody else's well-being. I think that's what I'm saying, or the planet's well-being. So my homemade supplies kind of assuage me of that worry, basically. I don't worry, you know, I know where all the things have come from. I've said this before, and I've said that we can be pragmatic about it and practical about it. But my favourite supply is my junk. It is the stuff that is, you can make it anywhere. So I'm just where you can see the green card from the food box. I'm just going over that with a marker to obscure it a little bit, camouflage it a little bit. Right, a little bit of white gel pen some mark making. So we'll do some magic stars. Oh, we're in a line. I don't like things being in a line, but I guess from whatever perspective, things are in a line. Even though you can't see this on camera, I can see it, and it just like adds another layer. You can see that one a bit more clearly. I just love mark making with my white gel pen. It's my favourite. It's always going in with my gold and doing some dots. Just doing the little highlights. I don't know how good this marker is at doing this anymore. Like I've said, we are coming to our end of everything, but that's all right. So I'm going to include, this is to sort of denote my Posca markers as well. We'll see. I'll see if there's a colour I want to add. Might add a bit of purple actually. Let me see, can I get to a purple quickly? Which one do I like? That one. It's that one I like. Make sure I've got the lid on it properly. Yes, there's paler purple. So just a single dot. We can have more of them. I can hear painting noises. I think they're painting the room next door, which is good. That means all the demolition must be done. Bless them. One of my jobs this summer is to decorate and paint our bathroom. I might do like a funny makeover on it because we need to rip it out. So I was thinking, why don't I just paint it zany colours? That would make me very happy. Kind of serotonin. Crazy zany bathroom. I probably won't. I probably will just paint it white because it'll be easier to do that. But I don't know. I was thinking I might try and paint the tiles. I don't even think it's worth it though because it just all needs ripping out. Okay. Here we go. That's going to get a bit dog-eared, but I really don't mind. Do that. Will that do? No, that won't do. I'll lift it up a bit then. I like it. I like it. I'm going to use my sheet and cut out the word favourite supply because we're at a point now where I'm not going to need this for very much longer. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? There we go. Favourite supply. So, if you stayed this far, I hope you'll continue to stay because we're going to have our meditation now. So, let me find my piece of paper, which is better than me having the computer on. This is our 4th Junk Journal July meditation. It's something that I will do on Mondays, that Mondays will be a mindful make. It'll be something relatively simple. This has been quite simple. There's been lots of steps to it, but it's been quite simple. Relatively simple. Something to think about. Little guided meditation. So here we go. I've titled this Hope in the Scraps. So let's start. Get yourself in that comfortable position. I've asked you, are you on the sofa? Are you on a bed? Are you sat on a chair at your desk? Sat at the dining table? You lied on the floor. Some people do that. Wherever you feel comfortable, find that comfortable spot. Let your hands rest where they are. They could be on your lap, by your sides, on your chest. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a deep breath in. Now slowly breathe out. So let's begin by just being in our moment. Feeling the ground beneath us, steady and supportive. Feel the air around you, gentle, warm, soothing, alive. Feel your breath in and out. In and out. Like waves on a quiet shore. Now, I want you to imagine standing in front of an old wooden cupboard. This is a cupboard filled with forgotten treasures, yellowed book pages, vintage postcards, scraps of lace, buttons, bits and bobs. Each piece has a story. Each one is touched by time. Reach into the cupboard. Pick a few things up. Feel the textures beneath your fingers. The softness of aged paper. The frayed edges of the fabric. These are your supplies. Not bought, but found. Not new, but full of life. Breathe in and feel the joy of discovery. Breathe out and release the pressure to make something perfect. Now, picture yourself at your workspace. Your table is scattered with these rescued pieces. You're holding a pair of scissors. There's a pot of glue there and a brush ready to be dipped into paint. You begin to create. Not from a plan, but from a feeling. Each piece you place is an act of intention. Each layer is a whisper from the past, placed into your presence. as you work, you feel the presence of hope. Hope that beauty can be found in the discarded. Hope that creativity can be sustainable. Hope that your hands can shape not just paper, but possibilities. Let this hope fill your heart. Let it remind you of what matters. That your art is a quiet act of self-care, but also care for the planet, care for the past, and care for others. So I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently return to the room. Feel the chair or the sofa or the bed or the floor as it supports you. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your shoulders. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, my hope for you is that you would carry your favourite supply, which I hope is hope. That creativity and that hope will bring much beauty into your life. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of my community. If you're not, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like bell, drop me a comment below. I still have a giveaway. Check out the description box for the details for that. I'm so pleased you're here and you've stayed to the end. Thank you very much.